I come from a family of 8 children, and my father started out as a teacher. And we were 3 sisters and 5 brothers. It was a large family. My grandmother was there. Obviously, we came from a lower middle class family. Since my father worked for the state government, we went from taluk headquarters to taluk headquarters. So I was there in almost 7, 8 taluk headquarters in Karnataka. It was an education for me in terms of creation of wealth, creation of jobs, how the economy should move, etc. It was a time when I realized how you need to embrace the ideas of capitalism if you want to create wealth, if you want to create jobs, if you want to raise the income level of people, if you want to redeem on the pledge of Mahatma Gandhi of wiping the tears of the eyes of every poor man, woman and child. Well, I am a capitalist in mind, but I'm a compassionate person at heart. So I could be called a compassionate capitalist. I mean, on all counts, we are slipping further and further in the Human Development Index. The only way we can solve the problem of poverty in this country is by creating more and more jobs. We put together about 10,000 rupees at that point of time, because that's all what we could get from the savings of our families, which meant that our wives had to sacrifice tremendously to bring together this 10,000 rupees. And my job was to get a computer imported into the country and then start developing software from India. And certainly if there's one company that symbolizes all the good that came out of liberalization, it's Infosys. You know, in 1981, it took us 2 years and about 25 trips to Delhi to get approval to import a computer. Today I don't need to do that. I can get any approval I want just here from Bangalore. I don't need any approval if I pay customs duty. On the other hand, if I don't want to pay customs duty, I just need to walk across to the SDP office here and I can get any approval. The government, Dr. Manmohan Singh, to be precise, abolished the Office of the Controller of Capital Issues, which meant that equity became a viable financing option. Competition for employees was the biggest thing that really helped Infosys. So on all these counts, the economic reforms of Dr. Manmohan Singh and of course Mr. P.V. Narasimha Rao, it's a meritocracy. Hierarchy is based on what value you bring to the table, not on the size of your rooms or the titles, etc. So we just don't take up any cause other than what addresses the base needs of the society. The Indian IT industry is still small by the global standards, though we have about $6 billion of exports and probably another $3 billion in the domestic market. It's still a small percentage of the total global opportunities. Well, you know, the task of this nation in the next 10 years is to create at least 4 to 5 million jobs every year, jobs that provide good disposable income. And I don't think that's going to happen in the government, and I don't think that's going to happen in the public sector at this point in time. So it has to happen in the private sector. We have to concentrate on the export sector. Today, the contribution of GDP to India's, the contribution of exports to India's GDP is somewhere around 9%. And we have to take it to somewhere around 20%. If we did that, our exports, hopefully by 2008, should be around perhaps $180 to $200 billion, and at that point in time we would have created considerable number of jobs. As long as there are challenging opportunities for me to add value in my office, that's quite refreshing. It's not tiring at all.